where Katie Steiner and Dave Nussbaum are.
And it's snowing!
Hey,
it's snowing!
We found snow!
We are live in Folsom, and not only is it snowing, it is coming down, and really the big concern here is the road. So take a look, you can see we have a lot of drivers. We've got a guy with a boat here. Hey, do you mind talking to us really quick? Oh, going fishing! Those guys are going fishing. Wow, that is intense. I don't know if are they gonna be digging through the ice? Are we doing ice fishing down here?
We can only wonder. If it ever happens that way, we're in trouble. But no, this is LA 25.
Let's actually get on it, because it's safe right now. We can show you what it looks like. So you've got some snow on the road, but it's a little slicker. It's not too bad. There's no ice on it. You've just got this packed snow. And the problem here, a lot of times when you see snow, like in other areas, we're both from the north, you've got snow plows that come through. Well, there aren't gonna be any snow plows here.
This one's got a bulldozer that wants to come down the road, but this is LA 25, so we're just north of Covington here in Folsom. And you can see here, again, the roads are covered up here, and the cars are doing what they need to do. Go slow. One thing, good driving tips we can recommend is when you ever hit a snow patch, never hit the brakes. That's only gonna make it a lot worse for you. Just take your foot off the gas and you can glide probably into more area that's a little more traction for you. But these are some of the, we haven't seen the roads in Hammond and up into the Franklinton area yet, but the traffic is moving on here. The roads are above freezing, but the snow is coming down so hard. It's now almost like a fine snow, and that's what's allowing it to accumulate on the roads.
It's very wet, it's very thick. Another piece of advice, go slow. If you have to be on the road, go nice and slow and give yourself a lot of room in between cars, because if you have to stop, if you start sliding, you have to stop quickly, you are going to slide. So if you give yourself a lot of time in between each car, you should be okay. But I'm actually kind of shocked to see how much snow is sitting on the asphalt. You just don't see this very much. I'm from the north and I am in heaven.
I know, Katie's loving
oh my gosh, we got out of the car and I almost started crying. I was so happy.
About a half an inch of snow so far here, closing in on an inch in a couple spots I can see, just estimating here. So again, this is going to continue for a while too. This isn't going to stop in like 5 minutes. So we're going to see accumulations here, probably inch, 2 inches or more across this part of northern St. Tammany Parish, heading up toward Franklinton, which is just up the road here a little ways.
And it was interesting. We were in Covington. It was raining. It was miserable. It was a cold rain. It was kind of off and on sleet. And then you drive 10 minutes up the road and it's like you've come to Minnesota. It's amazing.
Yeah, just that temperature right up here. It's just cold enough here to switch it all over to the snow, and the entire atmosphere is allowing that to happen. And as we showed you earlier, again, the temperature profile from the surface up is all now at 32 or below. That's why we have snow, and again, it's going to stick around for a while, so 2 inches or more not out of the question accumulation up here.
So my question is, for all of the kids who are, getting up early, they're all excited about this, how long are they going to be able to enjoy the snow?
So it should last through the morning before it warms back up and changes back over to rain. So the one thing I'm telling everyone to do right now is, since it's still kind of a little dark outside this morning, go outside, turn your Christmas lights on, and take pictures of your home covered in snow, because you may not see this again for who knows how many years. It was 2008 was a really good year to see that. It's what, 9 years later. Yeah. So again, it's pretty cool to see that, but if you don't have to be out, be careful. If you're not experienced, we're experienced driving in the snow. Many of you aren't. State police are going to be out and about as well too, monitoring the roadways, and DOTD too. So again, these roads are pretty slick. If you're not comfortable, don't drive on these roads. Everyone we've seen has gotten the idea of to go slow. A couple other tips, if you have everyone's loving this. Everyone's loving the snow. If you have a rear-wheel drive car, this is not going to bode well for you. You need
stay home.
Stay home. Front-wheel drive or four-wheel drive is best for you. Fortunately, some of the bigger trucks are helping to keep the roads wet. As long as there's traffic, the road should be okay. It's when traffic stops for a while and snow can accumulate, that's when we start to have a few more issues, at least here on LA 25, right at the intersection of LA 25 and LA 40.
Hi, good, how are you?
Be careful.
Good.
I didn't want a white Christmas, but look, I came early, so look, now I am just like really ecstatic. I really am. I'm like a big kid in a candy store, really.
What's your favorite part about it?
Oh my gosh, just the snow. It looks awesome, y'all. It is gorgeous. It's beautiful. Like, oh my gosh, I can't explain it.
Awesome.
I can cry because it's beautiful.
Thank you. Have a good day. We don't want to keep up traffic too long here, but you can see there's so many people that are just so excited. Kid in a candy store,
I know.
she said.
And that's us too.
I know.
I've been down to Louisiana for almost 14 years now, and I've seen about 4 or 5 snow events. But so far, this is pretty impressive out there. And I know back all the way to Hammond, back into Baton Rouge area, they're getting a lot of this too. And it will work its way south toward Covington. So Covington area, you will gradually change over to snow. And South Shore, as Chris was saying, going to be all rain, maybe a few snowflakes mixed in, so nothing we have to worry about in the New Orleans area.
And this is great only if people stay safe.
Yes.
Snow is wonderful, it's beautiful, but it also does create a hazard. So if you are driving, keep that in mind. If you do have to be on the road, go for it, but if you do not have to be on the road, stay inside. Grab that hot chocolate,
Oh, yes.
grab the blanket, come out, take a couple of pictures, but don't go anywhere near the road.
We'll show you all the pretty scenes around southeast Louisiana throughout the morning.
Exactly, and we are enjoying it so much. Having a ball. This is my favorite day ever. I love this. I'm like so ecstatic. I can't even handle myself. But guys, we have to do one thing, right? I mean, this is perfect snowball weather.
Snowball.
Look at that. Oh my gosh.
I mean, oh, there we go. There we go. See?
So, snowball right here.
Big
Here, we can
snowball
make
right
a little
here.
snowman.
There you go. There's Frosty Jr. We'll make a better one here
Yes.
for our next live show.
Yes, we will do that. Guys,
But it is funny when you talk to that woman in the truck, you know how excited we all get when it does snow down here, because as Dave was saying, we just don't get it that often. Last time was 2008, but it is kind of neat to see. And you guys haven't seen the pictures over in Franklinton. It was really coming down there very thick. And even Chris was surprised how much snow they were getting there.
yeah, it's
Oh yeah,
unbelievable.
I mean, we figured around 1, 2, maybe as much as 3 inches as you get closer to the state line. But as you go down to Folsom and now in St. Tammany Parish, you know, again, 1 to 2 inches definitely not out of the question based off of about a 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch we have already here.
Yeah, but I think you hear the words, 1 to 2 inches, but you don't think about what it actually means. I mean, this is really only a 1/2 of an inch to an inch, and it is amazing. And to think that there's like more on the way.
Right.
I mean, to say 1 to 2 inches is one thing, but to actually see it, I think is a totally different
It's pretty
thing.
cool. Now, if we can get this to not get changed, if it just ends as snow and doesn't switch to rain, with temperatures up here expected to be in the 20s up here tonight with a hard freeze, this could actually stick around overnight tonight.
Yes, but we need the rain because that's how we would get the roads clear.
Correct.
But then the other thing is tonight into tomorrow, you really got to watch because we could see some black ice or ice on the road.
And that's going to be a big issue, depending on how much snow, how long it takes to melt. The roads up here in the North Shore will be with the black ice. That's a good point. We'll have a big issue tonight into tomorrow morning. Temperatures in the lower, or I should say mid-20s potentially to upper 20s here. And so again, that's going to cause some big problems. So enjoy this. Just be careful tomorrow morning. I wouldn't go anywhere on the roads.
Exactly. Just get that fireplace, get everything you need, that hot chocolate ready, and just hunker down for a couple of days.
Exactly. Definely.
We'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Have you gotten your Christmas tree yet?
We have a fake one, so we just put it up the day of Thanksgiving.
I want to get in the car and drive over there and get a Christmas tree, right? It makes you want to, we're
They
late
got
to
this
the
place
game.
where you can cut down your own tree and stuff.
Yeah, so originally we were in Covington and we saw a whole lot of rain. We saw maybe, 2 minutes of snow?
Yeah,
but
that was
didn't
it.
stick. And then we came up to the Winter Wonderland, which is Folsom, and it's amazing.
It's just unreal. We're not that far. We're right along LA 25 or LA 25 and LA 40 intersect here, and the snow is really coming down. It's about 1 inch to 1.5 inches snow so far that's fallen down here, mainly on the grassy surfaces. You can see here right now, look at the roads. They are snow covered. It's kind of what I call that brown sugar type snow. It's that dirty snow on the road you see.
And that's going to be the bad deal today
Yes,
here.
that's what's going to be rough. Now, as long as the snow keeps falling and the traffic keeps moving over the road should be okay. The key is to go slow. These guys may be going a little bit faster than they need to be, but
And give yourself a lot of space in between
like
cars.
these guys are perfect. There's
Yep.
plenty of room. There's a red light right here for changes. You know, you can at least make a quick stop if you had to, may only slide a little bit. But the road conditions here are somewhat deteriorating. They're obviously still passable as long as you go slow. The St. Tammany Parish Sheriff just drove by recently, kind of monitoring the snow on the roads here, and everything looks good. But you see here, again, that's kind of what we're looking at. at. Slow-moving traffic.
See, take a look at these two cars right here. So this truck is probably fallen a little too close. That would be fine in normal conditions. But when you're dealing with snow, you have got to slow down and give yourself a whole ton of space. Honestly, up here, everything's probably closed.
Right.
So you're not in a hurry.
No.
So just go nice and slow.
And this will continue for the next couple of hours. Again, about 1.5 inches here, 2 inches, possibly 3, not out of the question to see up here in Folsom, back to Franklinton, where Danny is, and points farther to the north here. It's still snowing in Baton Rouge, so that all still has to come this way. So, and that's, an hour away roughly by drive. So we still have some time for this to continue to fall. And again, still not going to get into the metro New Orleans area. Sorry for those that want to see Snowdale. You have to cross over the bridge and come over here.
Just keep watching us.
Just
we'll
keep
show
watching
you.
us. We got plenty of pictures. We're having fun. And I don't know if you can see this, Troy. We decided to have a little fun in the yard here.
Yeah. Here, we'll take you over there. It's our baby snowman. But we had to find a lot of snow that had the branches on it. So you can see our snowman has some branches on here, but we got a solid 3. This was my snowball. That was Dave's snowball. So Dave's snowball looks a lot better than my snowball.
Well, it's just so much fun. I mean, you can have a lot of fun here. This is the perfect snow for snowmen, for snowballs, for all the kids that like to get out and have their snowball fights. Maybe they've never done it before.
Yeah, we talked to a couple high school kids. They go to Covington High School. They came out here. We were talking to them and got a couple of interviews with them. They said this is really the first time that they remember seeing snow. And Ethan, we talked to, he was so excited. He said he's going to get all of his friends down there just going to play in the snow all day long. And I asked him, so how long do you want the snow to stick around? He's like, it can be here for as long as it wants.
I wish it would. Now, the key tonight is going to, or later today is going to be, does this change back over to rain and get rid of the snow? If it just ends as snow and temperatures won't warm up too much this afternoon, the snowpack's going to help keep temperatures down a little bit. We're going to get into the lower or mid to upper 20s here tonight. So if the snow does stick around and the roads are still wet and snow covered, that's going to pose a big threat tomorrow morning with a lot of ice, LA 25, all the other highways around the area here, northern St. Tammany, Washington back to Tangipahoa parishes. So we need to keep that in mind. Black ice is what the big problem is. You can't see the ice at night is what that is. And so that's something we'll have to worry about with the roads we head into this evening.
Yeah, so keep that in mind. If you are going to be driving today, it should be okay. But then tonight into tomorrow morning, that's going to be when it gets really, really dangerous. So if you don't have anything to do, just stay inside, grab the hot chocolate, maybe go outside, take a couple of pictures, and then dry off, warm up inside. And I would stay there. But it is so much fun for us. We're both from up north, and this is just bringing back like childhood memories.
It really is. I mean, I've been down in Louisiana for almost 14 years now, and this is my, I think, 5th or 6th snow event, which is amazing in itself. Kind of rivaling what happened in 2008 when we had, again, anywhere from 3 to as much as 8 inches of snow from Baton Rouge through the North Shore, and even New Orleans got snow that day too. So this is pretty cool to see. It doesn't happen very often. So for some of these kids who said, I've never seen snow before, soak it up. I mean, get outside and enjoy it, have fun with it. Of course, stay warm too, and check on those that may not have heat. Make sure your pets are inside too. They don't need to be outside in this either. Have a warm place for them to come in, at least if it's not in a house, in a barn or something for them to be in, especially in the rural areas. But yeah, pretty cool sight here to see. This is live in Folsom. You're looking at LA 25, the intersection of LA 25 and LA 40. And again, pretty cool. Everyone's coming out and about. Everyone's happy, smiles on their faces, It's one of these things where it's just like, this is so cool. And the funny thing is, it was back in 2008 on this exact Friday. It was December 11th back then, but December 8th this year, we had that snowfall. So whatever it is about this Friday in December, there's the second Friday, I guess, in December, is what we've had the snow. And so kind of funny how we get the snow now, and if we don't get it now, it seems to happen in February. Yeah. So we get crazy weather here.
There's a lot of Catholics down here, and it's the Feast of the Immaculate Conception.
Yes,
so maybe this is just a gift from Mother Mary.
She's, the patron of the United States, so, she's happy with this one.
Giving us some snow today.
You find some roses in the snow. Look out.
Well, we are really enjoying our gift. I know you guys are in studio kind of enjoying it through our lens, but it has been a ball. My toes are a little cold though. I will say that. It's a little chilly out here, but so worth it.
Really good snow boots are in Minnesota, not here in Louisiana.
Well, you don't need snow boots down here. Like, why would I have brought them down?
Before you guys leave, though, we do know that there are like 3,000 people without power in St. Tammany. Have you driven through any areas where it was obvious that they were without power?
Nope. We've seen all of the lights have been on. We've got Christmas lights on over here. We're kind of in
Traffic lights are working.
Yeah, they're all working. We've got everything working right now. So we don't see any sign of power
The snow
outages.
is heavy, so if it does accumulate on some of the branches, these branches can break and fall over power lines, which may or may not be the reason why there's some power outages. Also, there could be some accidents, of course, too, with someone obviously hitting a phone pole or something.
Okay,
And-
guys,
and
before we
Dave-
leave, I want to show you something. So if you want to come with me over here. Oh, Dave, come with us too. Look at that. Eric was talking about how he loved the palm trees covered in snow. Eric, we
you
got
go,
you your
yeah.
palm tree covered in the snow. Isn't that hilarious?
There you go, Eric.
And we just
It's
were
a sight
informed-
we don't see too often, but we love it.
Yeah, we just were informed that the power outages were in Tangipahoa Parish. It was like 1,000 or so, and they are restoring power to those areas, so that's the good news. But I noticed the snow is not coming down
That's
as
good,
hard
yeah,
as it
it's
was a little while ago over there.
No, the flakes aren't as big either. The temperature is going to be fluctuating. It's right around 32 up here, so we're still going to see that. But it's still that wet snow, maybe mixed in with a little bit of
you
maybe
got
some
ice there.
some sleep pellets kind of mixed in with it as well. If you could see that on the black there.
So you got the snow here. I'm going to take off my glass. You got snow there. That's ice. That's ice. And then the snow. You can kind of see the flakes. That's a little flakier than that, which is hard ice. Is that right, Mr.
We
Meteorologist?
do have a little bit of that. So it's starting to mix here right now too, but we possibly will see this. So we can see those bigger flakes coming again. The bad thing is if we get some of the ice on top of the snow, that can make for some slick roads out here.
So again, if you're driving, nice and slow, give yourself lots of space.
And it's amazing how location means so much. I mean, the snow we're seeing over in Hammond is different from what you guys are getting. And then Danny Monteverdi over in Franklinton in Washington Parish, he's getting a ton of snow over there.
And then just 10 minutes down the road and coming to
I mean,
nothing.
and Franklinton's just up Highway 25 here. So, I mean, it's just a big difference in a short period of time.
Oh gosh,
So much
that's
snow
not
out there.
recommended.
But don't do that. But so it don't have to go very far. But we should see most of the North Shore dealing with some of the snow as we get into the next couple of hours.
All right, but I think your advice to people is just keep safe. Don't do what that guy just did. Speed along the roadway.
Don't slam on the brakes. Start tapping them as you're getting close to stopping.
Yeah, and Katie's been talking to some people up there. And Katie, what do you got?
Hey, yeah, we have the fire captain here in Folsom, Chris Varnado. Thank you so much for joining us. Chris was nice enough. He brought us donuts and
we got
coffee.
breakfast.
Thank you so much. But what are you guys seeing with this snow out here?
Right now, we're not seeing a whole lot of accidents. Everybody's pretty much staying off the road. We are seeing some power outages. We're out of power at the fire station this morning. I know there's several areas in and around Folsom that's without power. They've had several transformers to blow this morning, but nothing major as of right now. We just asking that people stay off the road, stay home if you can. If you have to get out, the roads are terrible. Drive really slow, be cautious of running up on stop signs because if you slam on brakes, you're just getting off the road.
And your boss just showed up. Hello, thank you so much for joining us. You're the chief here, and you have a Dalmatian. That's amazing.
Yeah, his name is Marley.
Marley, hi Marley. Thanks for joining us. Does Marley like the snow?
Oh yeah, he's frisky.
Oh.
He's never seen it, and we've taken our daily walk.
And what is it like to walk in the snow in Folsom?
Well, have to be careful or you'll bust your booty.
So what would you like everybody in Folsom to do with all this snow around?
Just stay inside and stay safe.
Perfect. And that's kind of what we're seeing a lot of people, but we are seeing people out here on the roads. If people do have to drive, what would you recommend?
I would recommend that they just drive slow, use a lot of extra caution because, here in the South, we're not used to this kind of weather. Just be very careful, be alert of your surroundings, and stay home if you can.
Awesome. Thanks so much. And Dave, before we leave, quick question for you. How long are we going to see this? The snow it's not coming down as fast. There's a lot smaller flakes. What's the plan?
It's off a little bit. There's a little lull, but there's another batch of rain looking at the radar that's going to be starting to move its way closer
You
to
mean
us.
snow, right? Not rain.
It's snow.
It's hard to say down here.
Down in the city, that's going to be rain, maybe mixed with a few snowflakes as Chris was talking about. But up here, we will see a little more of the snow coming on in. It should continue through the morning hours before tapering off this afternoon.
Awesome. Well, that's what we are seeing down here in Folsom. We made our snowman. We're all excited about it. The snow is beautiful. But if you live around here and it's snowing, just stay home. don't drive. But if you want to walk around, maybe grab a box and do some sledding.
Cardboard box, so you can find a hill. There's a few up here. You know, get north of the city, we have a few hills. Cafeteria trays work well too.
Yes, exactly.
You know, or just take a garbage bag, fill it with snow and tie it off, kind of make yourself a makeshift inner tube. Go down whatever kind of little hill you can find. There aren't many around here, but take what you can find.
A lot of people are really excited about this, but we are going to send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, enjoy it while you can up there. And